when you saw him sitting from the press box, that was in Santa Clara, right? You're sitting in the press box in Santa Clara. You're looking down, national anthem. You see number 7 taking a seat. You went up to him after the game. What did he say to you when you asked him?
Well, I mean, look, the whole. I had a whole game to stew on this, Rich, and I've told this before. You know, I was thinking, man, all summer long, I saw on social media he was really getting into Black Lives Matter. He was really finding a public voice about police brutality, and so I'm thinking this is going on. So I approached him, just basically like, "Is this what you sitting was about?" And he's like, "Absolutely." He's like, "We have black men, unarmed black men, getting killed by police, and there's dead bodies laying in the streets while these police officers are getting unpaid leave or even paid leave." I think he said paid leave. So it's the same thing. The same thing Cap said in 2016 is the same thing we're saying right now. That's the same message. Nothing has changed except for the years. And it came at a time in an election cycle. Same scenario. And it's almost like you sit back like he told us. Here we are again. But it seems, Rich, I think because we didn't hear this outburst for Ahmaud Arbery earlier this summer or Breonna Taylor, but I think so many people, because of the COVID, we're home. We have no distraction. And seeing George Floyd call out for his mother while this police officer has his knee on his neck, looking at the sky like he's imagining sunsets in Jamaica, struck a chord that, wow, this is real. This really does happen. We know we've heard people say, but it really does happen. And that's why I think we're seeing so many white people and Latino people and Native people and Asian people protest and cry out, whereas before a lot of those voices and advocates were not there. So again, it feels like something is different. We'll see if anything changes, but it feels like there really is a movement, taking hold.
Few more minutes left with Steve Wyche, my colleague from NFL Network and NFL Media Group here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what does change look like if, Kaepernick, I guess, as you say, would be viewed, him being offered a gig could be viewed by him and so many others as a platitude, just as just an empty gesture based on the history. So then what is being about it, the step-by-step being about it that we talked about, Drew Brees actually using his platform to stop, and what he was hoping for, the politicizing of what we absolutely feel is going to happen coming up this fall, should there be national anthems shown, because there won't be any fans potentially. That's, I guess, for another day down the road. What happens? What's the change? Is when will be players be given the platform to protest, and all 32 owners will be like, sure, including, you mentioned the Jets. I mean, the Jets are owned by the current ambassador to the UK for this current administration. I mean, let's be honest here. There are going to be some owners that may not see the situation in the manner in which Drew Brees now sees it and the commissioner now sees it. What does change look like, Steve?
Well, it's going to me. I think it's going to come in a variety of forms. Sure, there may be public change, such as some owners allowing players to take a knee. Fan dissatisfaction be damned. Other owners are not going to like it. They know their markets. But it also could come more subtly. Besides the league, the leagues put money into a lot of things, right? But if some of these players, the Malcolm Jenkins of the world we know about, but if some other players, the Pat Mahomes of the world, if they start doing things to help change the restructuring of their local police departments. If they help with the de-escalation tactics and things like this, I mean, it's happening some places. The Players Coalition has helped change several laws in different states to help juvenile delinquents and the court system. I think it all depends on the player, or if it all depends on the team, what they want to do. But if there's sincere change to what they want to target for a certain NFL team, maybe it's looking at their hiring practices. And instead of having, a person of color in this department, well, maybe, adding another one in another department. I think, to me, that comes with all workplaces and a lot of things in society. I think it's going to be on different levels to how we view different things. Rich, you look at this COVID case. It's the COVID pandemic. It's affecting black and brown people disproportionately to white people. So maybe some of these players or teams say, okay, maybe we start something healthcare-wise or food and nutrition-wise in our communities to maybe level the scales, to do things to decrease blood pressure in so many people and things like that. So I think it could take different forms on the football field and off the football field. But clearly there's so many levels of the leveling that need to take place. We'll see who's about it. We'll see who's really into it, and we'll see who's just all about the flashy PR statement to make them feel better about themselves.